Roll the corn. The Lil at the gun. That means roll the corn. We know the truth now. Put where you're from, put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from, put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from, put the corn in the chat. It's going to be fire, y'all. Y'all get ready for the fire. Dallas, Alabama, Georgia, Dallas in the building. Roll the corn. Chicago, that's what we starting off talking about. Ohio, Grand Rising. El Negro, roll the corn. East St. Louis, put the corn in the chat. New York, the live is going crazy. Cali in the building. Roll the corn. Let's get my moderators in here. We know the truth now. Alabama in the building. Pensacola, Florida. Cami in the building. Roll the corn. Oklahoma. Receipt God. ERG. Virginia in the building. Let's do it. Yo, yo, yo. We know the truth now. I love you and I'm in love with you. Roll the corn. Today, we're going to talk about these ancient buildings in America. Before I get started, I want to give y'all a little summary of what I'm talking about. And because throughout history, all of these creators are talking about Tartarian buildings, but ain't nobody trying to find out who made them. Ain't nobody trying to find out where these type of structures come from. Ain't nobody trying to find out. Everybody say they was here before colonizers got here, but ain't nobody touching on who actually built these structures. We have to really study this stuff and understand what's going on the land, who actually could be the people who created these buildings, and put these buildings with a people and with a timeline and with real things instead of just always screaming Tartarian mythology. We're going to break down the buildings and see where this stuff actually come from, because this got something to do with our people's history, and they try to make everything mythology, right? The mound builders are mythology. The Tartarians are mythology. The Atlanteans are mythology. Everything is mythology. They got something to do with my people's history, and I'm trying to break mythology because somebody built this damn building. Somebody built this building way before colonizers got here, and we have to study it the right way to understand, lead us in the right direction of why they was built, who built them, and how old are they, right? The problem is I see people always talking about, oh, Tartarian builders, they was here before all of this and all of that, but who built them, brother? Give me some receipts on give me a lead or anything to lead me to who really built them, because at this point it's mythology, and we know the truth now. Do not like mythology. I need a real explanation for a real place out of real people that really lived on the face of the earth, and that's what I like to study. And I'm gonna go through a whole bunch of states, and I'm gonna go through a whole bunch of knowledge real quick. But I gotta put this out because I want people to start looking at this another way, right? Indigenous people, us, we the people. Okay. Roll the corn. Chicago Water Tower, right? Limestone. Chicago Water Tower. Now, this is a so-called Tartarian building in Chicago. Oh, look at the new buildings. Look at the old structure made out of limestone sitting right there in the middle of downtown Chicago, right? Now, to figure this out, this is how I approach it. I approach it like, what is it made out of, and where did the material come from? See, that's how we got to trace this back to a real people. Where did the material come from? Because all these stone in these buildings got to come from somewhere. That's how you figure out the people who built it. You got to approach it as a detective, right? That we know the truth now, detectives. It's documented. Nah, it's not documented, Bob. YT people documented that. Get in the box. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, Bob. Bob, you don't want to talk? Bob, let me talk to you, Bob. Bob, they say these buildings were built in the 1800s, Bob. This building is pure granite and limestone, Bob. Ain't no horse and carriage putting no damn limestone bricks that high in the 1800s, Bob. It just ain't happened. It ain't true. It's crazy to even think that a horse and carriage and a YT man put this building together, and the rest of the buildings look like that, but this look like this. This building was here when colonizers got here, right? And I'm finna show you that. That's why you need to watch the live. I ain't even gonna run the break on you. I'm gonna let you watch the live. Roll the corn. Chicago Water Tower, limestone. This shit is deep now. Now, like I said before, I was rudely interrupted by a gatherer. What is these buildings made out of, people? Where did the material come from? Who are the people who mess with these places, who was buried in these places where the limestone that make Tartarian buildings come from in America? That's what we got to study. Roll the corn. Chicago Water Tower. Let's keep going. Let's get deep. Let's get deep. Y'all roll the corn. Put the corn in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Let's zoom in on that. Let's zoom in on the Chicago Water Tower. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. Now, the Illinois state capitol, located in Springfield, Illinois, is constructed primarily of limestone from Hancock County, Juliet, and Lamont quarries within Illinois, right? Roll the corn. So the Capitol building and the water tower are built out of the same minerals, the same granite, limestone, the same type of things, right? So we have to understand, I have to study that area where the limestone and the granite comes from that built the Capitol building in Illinois and that built the Capitol, built this water tower in Chicago, because both of them are Tartarian buildings, right? That's how you got to approach it. You got to approach it a different way. Where did the material come from? Right? Let's keep going. Roll the corn. The limestone used in the Chicago Water Tower, right, came from quarries near the town of Juliet and Lamont in Illinois. So quarries in Juliet and Lamont, Illinois is where the Chicago Water Tower stone comes from, and the Capitol building in Illinois. Look, same place, Juliet and Lamont quarries, Illinois, Capitol building, Illinois, and this Chicago Water Tower, Tartarian building, same place, Juliet and Lamont, right? Let's keep going. Yes, there are historical mounds, including Juliet Mound and Briscoe Mounds in Juliet, Illinois area. The Juliet Mound was leveled due to quarrying. Whoa, hold on. Message. yeah, you know. It's early in the morning. My mind messed up, Phantom. I'm working. But this the message. The Juliet Mounds have been leveled due to quarrying, people. Interesting. What does that let us know? That lets us know that there was a mound or mounds on top of the area that they were quarrying, where the stone came from to make these buildings, right? Why is that important? That is important because it shows a culture that lived where the materials come from that made the Capitol building. that made the water tower, right? So 9 times out of 10, this could be a coinky dink, or it could be a connection between the people who built the mounds evolved using that same quarry and built the buildings in Chicago. This could be a reach, but you know, I research a whole lot of Capitol buildings, and the same thing is happening all over the South. Every Capitol building I pull up, I find a quarry and a mound where the materials come from that actually make these buildings. Let's keep going. Or the prison in Juliet. Sis, you are exactly right. Let me pin you. You are exactly right. That's why I like to talk to my people. She's exactly right. The prison is an old quarry that had mounds on it, and they dug it out and they kept using the stones, that the same stones the Capitol buildings were made out of, in the prison area in Juliet, Illinois. I'm finna get to that, sis. Roll the coin. Great comment. A+ for the day. A+. Now we starting to get the truth, right? Lamont, Illinois is known for having mounds in the same way as the site is Cahokia. There is a geological connection to the Lamont Formation and the DeKalb Mounds in northeastern Illinois, which are archives of the glacial history. So in Cahokia, we got the same type of stone that's found in Illinois. The Lamont Mounds and the Cahokia Mounds, same type of stone right up under these areas where these beautiful mound complexes are at, right? So that is a connection showing that the mound builders knew where the granite and the limestone, they was pulling it out of these places, making things with these materials, right? Because we got to find the people who built these buildings, bro. We got to show where these buildings come from instead of just talking about it. We got to point out these are the people. This is where they were buried at, right in the quarry at the same stones, right? Roll the coin. This is fascinating. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Here go the Illinois State Capitol building. Illinois State Capitol building. Made out of the same materials found in the mounds, up under the mounds where they found, you know. Could the ancient melanated people that built the mounds evolve, use those quarries that the YT people use today and built these buildings before colonizers got here? Because they are buried right on top of the quarry where the stones come from to make these buildings. This is very interesting. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Several permanent buildings in Chicago: Water Tower, Holy Name Cathedral, Illinois State Penitentiary, and Juliet were constructed using Juliet Lamont limestone, quarried in Des Plaines Valley region. Des Plaines Valley region. Let's keep going. The Des Plaines Valley region, particularly in the northeastern Illinois, exhibits limestone formations and features several archaeological sites, including mounds and earthworks, some dating back to the Mississippian period. Roll the coin. Do y'all put a 2 in the chat if you understand what I'm going with this. Put a 2 in the chat if you understand where I'm going with this. Give me a 2. Give me some coin, give me a 2, give me a feather, whatever you got. Now, through my research, the Mississippian culture used granite and limestone in artifacts and inside of the mounds with tombs and structures under the mound. So these people work with granite and limestone. They are buried on top of quarries. They got the same limestone. The Capitol buildings all through the South are made of this same limestone. From Indiana all the way to Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina. I'm finna show you. Now, we're going to break the Tartarian code today because I'm sick of people acting like don't nobody understand who built these buildings. We finna teach you. Let's keep going. The Illinois State Penitentiary. Sis, this is what you're talking about right here. Illinois State Penitentiary. Ancient quarries that the mound builders used. Now, the YT people have companies digging out the granite and limestone out of these same places the mound builders were. The stones that built the Capitol building in Illinois, the church and the water tower came from this spot. Came from these spots in Juliet with mounds, right? Let me show you. Juliet mounds. Check this out. Juliet mound, right? Check it out. 140 feet above Des Plaines riverbed, right? 175 years is landmark for measuring distances from the Chicago to Mississippi, on the Mississippi River, right? The mound site has been leveled by quarrying and clay contents, people. Quarrying and clay contents, they leveled the mound for quarrying. The mound builders was already there digging out this same limestone they built them damn buildings with. Y'all acting like y'all built. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. I switch the subject up every day. Keep the mind pumping. Keep the spirituality going. We're going to switch it up and teach the truth on all levels, right? They leveled the mounds where the material come from to make Capitol buildings all through the South. This is where the Capitol buildings come from. Out of these quarries, the mound builders had before colonizers got here, and these were melanated people. Stop it. The mound been leveled by quarrying of clay contents. Now, clay comes from granite, people. Sand and clay comes from granite and limestone. That's what they don't teach you. So when you find clay in a mound, that means limestone somewhere close. And I'm gonna teach you that. Right? Here we go. Juliet Mound. Found, this the one they tore down that was on top of the granite and the limestone cave underground under this. They leveled this. This is not there no more. This is gone. This the one they talking about. This the one they talking about they leveled for clay contents. Right here. This stuff real, people. This stuff real. We ain't talking about no aliens. We ain't talking about no damn, we ain't talking about none of this goofy mythology shit. We talking about real people with real stonemasons building real buildings that was really here before colonized. That's what we own. We ain't gonna sit here and talk about, we don't know who built it. We don't know where the material come from. We don't know the people. We ain't finna do all that, bro. Not on my channel. We got brains. We connected to this shit. We can break it down. Let the hunter-gatherer keep guessing who built it. We gonna know who built it. Roll the coin. There go the mound that was towed down with the quarries. Let's keep going. Right? Began excavating the mound's gravel for streets and its clay for bricks. Within 2 decades, the mound was gone. The mound was gone. They leveled it for clay to build streets and all of that, all this clay and limestone in these places in Illinois. Chief Pontiac, shout out to Rod Hayes, everybody was around this area, right? Had a conflict at the mound. Chief Pontiac had a conflict at the same mound his ancestors built way back. Chief Pontiac was melanated, people. He was melanated. I would show you the receipt. It's old. I'm going to keep going, though. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Now watch this. Sand and clay are types of sediment formed from weathering and erosion of rocks, including granite. Sand particles are larger than clay particles, but both are similar than the grains found in granite. Granite particles make rocks, sand, and clay, people. So when you find clay in a mound on top of limestone, the clay is just coming up from the limestone under the ground. The mounds got clay in them. Red clay, brown clay. It's red granite. It's brown granite. It's blue granite. All different colored granites in America, and I'm finna show you. And these damn Capitol buildings made out of red granite, brown granite, and blue granite. Let's keep going. The mound, which has sand, gravel, clay deposits, have been carved by the river's flow, right? Des Moines Plains River. The nature sculpted mound, that's cap. Nature did not sculpt this mound. Let me show you again. How the hell nature sculpted that mound? Nature didn't sculpt that. Ancestors built that. Ain't no nature made that. The ancestors built that. Stop lying. 450 feet long, 75 feet yards wide. It was located on the Mound Road, north side of US 6 on US 6 on the south, right? Juliet, the one found it. That's why they call it the Juliet Mound, right? This dude called Juliet, who was a Frenchman, I think, right? Now, well-known mound site in Lamont, Illinois. History of the mound building by ancient Americans and Lamont Formation is a geological feature relevant to understanding the area's history. This where the limestone come to build the Capitol building, where ancient Americans was mound building. Okay, we got you. We got your ass now. Shout out to the Tartarian dude. Oh, we got your ass now. the bullet slayer. Let's keep going. Lamont, Illinois, first settled, right? This waterway connected the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River, playing a crucial role in transportation and trade across the region. Canal workers arrived to take part of the large project, small settlements emerged. These people are literally using the same waterways the ancient people used to move limestone and granite up the Mississippi River, people. You got granite in the Mississippi State Capitol building that come from Indiana. You got granite in the Mississippi State Capitol building that come from Indiana, bro. The limestone is moving up and down the river. They are building beautiful buildings. It was already here. Shit. And they acting like YT people built it. No. Let's keep going. That ain't what happened. Now, Lamont is the one who found it. Look, limestone quarry, Lamont. They named the town after Lamont. High-quality stone extracted from Lamont's quarry became prized building materials used in the construction of iconic structures as the Chicago Water Tower and the Illinois State Capitol. Y'all didn't build it. It was already built from that same quarry. Lamont limestone quarries flourished in the mid-1800s, attracting workers and businesses to the area. Yeah, the building was already there. Y'all just moved around it. Y'all didn't build a building. Y'all just moved around the building. The same people with the astrology and the math and the science coming out the mounds, our ancestors of ancient America, built these Tartarian buildings also. Look at this. Right? All through Chicago. They hauling, acting like they hauling stone. Y'all ain't hauling no stone. I don't even know what the hell that is. What's that, some rocks? Y'all ain't hauling no stone to build no building. Stop capping. Stop capping. Now here go the other building. Here go the other building that was built out of that same stone. Holy Name Cathedral. Beautiful. Built out of the same stone as the water tower. Built out of the same stone as Illinois Capitol building. It's cap. We built this shit. They turned it into churches. Let's keep going. I'm finna get deep in a minute. Y'all stick with me. Stick with me. I'm finna get deep in a minute. Roll the coin. Stick with me. Talking about they founded it in 1843. Y'all founded the cathedral in 1843, made out of mound built of stone. Y'all founded it. Y'all didn't build it. You founded the building. The building was already there in 1843. That is 170 years ago, people. That building is still there today, looking beautiful. Right there today. Look at it. Look at this building. Look at that. That is ancient brick masonry from mound builders who evolved to build these structures. They had been here so long, they built the mounds, they went to building temples, and they started building these buildings. That's what happened, because the same stone inside the mound is on these damn buildings. That's what they won't tell you. Inside the mound, they got stone chambers. The same limestone and granite on these damn buildings. Roll the coin. We know who built this stuff now. Let's keep going. Look at the inside. Look at the inside. Oh my God. That's stone, people. That's granite and limestone. That ain't no damn sheetrock. They come back and put all the church stuff inside of there and make it like it's a church. But this is an ancient building. That's beautiful. Let's keep going. This is in Chicago. This is in Chicago, people. Look. Look at these buildings built out that same stone. Been there forever. Acting like they built it. Y'all ain't built nothing that grand. Stop it. Let's keep going. Look at the brickwork on side. Look at the column. Look at the ancient brickwork on these buildings. Let me zoom in. Look at the ancient brickwork on these buildings with the columns. They not putting no brick way up there this high, bro, with no horse and carriage. You not putting them bricks up there that high with no horse and carriage, bro. What you doing, pulling them up with a rope? It ain't happening, bro. This is ancient architecture of Tamari. That's what that is. Now let's get deep. Let's get deep. Let's get deep. Let's get deep. Alabama State Capitol. Give me a 2 if you hear me. The mounds are the hill in Juliet. Exactly. Exactly. Give me a 2 if you hear me. Give me a 2 if you hear me. Y'all hear me? Okay. Alabama State Capitol. Montgomery, Alabama. You see the building? Roll the coin. Roll the coin. Now, Alabama, right? The quarry of Russellville, Franklin County. Russellville, Franklin County, right? Hold on, let me get to the receipt. Russellville County. Let's go back. Alabama State Capitol. This is Russellville County, where the stone comes from to build this building. Russellville County, right? 2 of them, Russellville County, and the other one, here we go. The quarry supplied Alabama limestone for the base and the pedestal of the Confederate monument and Capitol Hill in Montgomery. Alabama limestone, right? T.L. Fossick's Rockwood Quarry, and the other part of it came from Bedford, Indiana. Bedford, Indiana, limestone, and Rockwood Quarry in Alabama. The 2 places where the stone came from for the Capitol building in Montgomery. Let's go to Bedford, Indiana. Bedford, Indiana. Whoa. Bedford, Indiana, where they got the stone from, massive mound. On private property, massive mound, right? Let's keep going. Prehistoric archaeological site mounds, people. Everywhere they get this stone from is mounds. Everywhere they get it from. This building right here, Alabama. Let's keep going. Arkansas State Capitol. Arkansas State Capitol. Limestone quarry from state capital Boone Formation, Pfeiffer, Arkansas. The exterior of the capital is sedimentary rock called limestone. The limestone was quarried from Batesville, Arkansas, from a rock called the Boone Formation. Batesville, Arkansas, mounds. Mounds. Where it come from? Batesville, Arkansas, right? It come from Batesville? Mounds in Batesville. Do you see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? And it's a quarry right there by Batesville. These people were amazing. Let's keep going. We just warming up. Tennessee State Capitol. The Tennessee State Capitol. What is made out of, Truth? Limestone. Built from a quarry a mile from the Capitol location in Nashville. Let's go find it. Nashville has mound sites. Brick Church Mound, Village Site, Suburban North, Nashville. And it was near a quarry. It was near a quarry with the same stone that built this damn Capitol building. Do you see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? Because I see the damn pattern, man. Roll the coin. Who built this stuff? Let's keep going. I got a couple of more. Georgia State Capitol. Georgia State Capitol. What is made out of? Indiana limestone. Georgia marble. Indiana limestone, Georgia marble. Just like the Mississippi State Capitol, the Georgia State Capitol got Indiana limestone and Georgia marble. Same thing. Let's keep looking. Piedmont region of Georgia, known for its granite and marble deposits, significant ancient Indian mound sites, Ottawa Indian mounds, Colomoco Indian mounds built by the Mississippian culture. The granite and the marble is right there by Ottawa and Colomoki, built by the Mississippian culture. They was there first, pulling marble and granite out of these places. Piedmont region, known for granite outcrops, also features prehistoric American Indian ceremonial mounds, man-made rock mounds. The same rock in the mounds is the same rock on this damn building. From the same place. Fire. Fire. These are American Indian buildings. Oh my God. The American Indians, the real southeastern melanated American Mississippian, comes from mound builders. Therefore, these are our damn buildings. Let's keep going. Whoa, Truth. Louisiana State Capitol building, Baton Rouge. Damn, Truth, you got too many receipts. Roll the coin. Hold on. Let me get the receipt. The Louisiana State Capitol building was built with Alabama limestone. And specifically, the limestone came from Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama area find limestone quarries and mounds related to the coastal plain geology, including the St. Stephen's Quarry, which is known for the limestone formations and historical significance. Mounds and quarries come from Montgomery, where the stone came from, to build the the Louisiana State Capitol building. Receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. Now that we understand these quarries are ancient spots of our people, owned by YT people with mining companies, that's where our culture is at, with the mounds, digging underground for limestone and granite. That's where all this limestone and granite Capitol buildings come from. We built that shit. Y'all moved around it and act like y'all built it. Now watch this. Let's go back to Mississippi. old pick, roll the corn. Just to show you how this stuff was looking back in the day. We know the truth now. How was it looking back in the day, truth? One granite building and the rest of it some shacks. Granite buildings and shacks, bro. Shit don't go together. Where that pick at? Here we go. Granite buildings and shacks. Granite buildings we built, and YT people come building shacks all up around it. Putting up garbage ass wooden gates. Grass ain't cut. Throwing up these little boarded up houses like they done in Europe around grand architecture. Now, why would you build this like this, then you build this shit like this? Does that make any sense? Why would you build this beautiful building, then you come back and build this piece of shit right here? Roll the corn. It don't make no sense. Don't make sense. That building was already there, made out of limestone and out of quarries where mound builders was at. Shit crazy, man. But I just gotta tell the truth. Tell the truth. Missouri State Capitol. Missouri State Capitol. Let's check on Missouri. Let's check on Mizzou. Missouri State Capitol, primarily constructed from Carthage limestone. From Carthage, Missouri in Jasper County and Phoenix, Missouri in northwestern Greene County. Carthage limestone built the Missouri State Capitol. Let's keep going. Here go Greene County right here with the mounds. Watch this. Greene County mounds. Mounds in Greene County. Check this out. The Ozarks, right? Destroyed by agriculture agencies. Their builders antedate the Osage Indians. Indicates a warlike and agriculture race probably affected either by by the damn hunter-gatherers. There was warlike and agriculture race. Oh, okay. Truth now be speaking about the agriculture people that built the mounds all the damn time. Y'all was trying to fight them. Y'all, look, we was warlike because y'all had started fucking with us. And the agriculture race building mounds. Right in the area where they got the limestone from that built the Missouri State Capitol. Warlike people. Agricultural race. That's us. We put that corn in the ground with the mound. Similar mounds. Widely scattered in groups. Agriculture race. Yeah, we know what kind of people they were. People teaching Ma'at. Ancient people. Rolling corn. Not no damn Native American. Not no hunter-gatherers. We turned warlike because y'all was fucking with us. That's why we turned warlike. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Missouri State Capitol. Carthage. Roll the corn. This is where the stuff come from right here. Greene County with the mounds. Greene County mounds. Greene County. I'm going to connect the dots. Greene County. Right? Where the rest of that, truth? Look what we found in Greene County. Mounds. Quarries. Now we got this. I don't know who even put this shit out here, but they telling the whole story. Mounds were there. They tore them down. Agriculture people, warlike, tore them down, connected to the Ozarks. Granite and limestone is right out. This right here made out of granite. This right here made out of some type of stone come out the ground. See what I'm saying? Historical Indian mounds in Missouri. Crazy work. Crazy work. Let's keep going. We have more. We have more. The Texas State Capitol. The Texas State Capitol building. What's going on, Texas? What's going on, Texas? Roll the corn. Granite Mountain in Texas. Enchanted Rock, right? Dating back billions of years. Skeletons of humans and other creatures. Instead, it's famous for the unique geological features, right? evidence of human habitation going back 10,000 years. Granite Mountain is where they got the shit to build Texas state capitol. Okay, let me show you. Roll the coin. Granite Mountain. This is where they got the shit to build the state capitol out of. Granite Mountain. Here you go. Granite Mountain. Granite. Mound building shit all over the area. Let's go here. Roll the coin. Granite was used for the construction of that building. Granite Mountain. Marble Falls. Same place. Let me show it to you. I think I got the receipt somewhere. Texas State Capitol built out of it. Out of Granite Mountain. Right here. People lived there 10,000 years ago. I just showed you. People lived there 10,000 years ago on Granite Mountain that built the rock on the Texas State Capitol. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. What we got here? South Carolina. Now I'm finna get deep. South Carolina. The blue granite. Blue granite. Only place in America with the blue granite. I'm going to show you who built these buildings. Blue granite, South Carolina State Capitol. Let's keep going. South Carolina, located in Columbia, built primarily from blue granite. South Carolina's official stone and is constructed span from 1855 to 1907. Cap. Y'all in billet. Cap. Let's keep going. The mound builder myth, non-Native American origin, mound construction. Now understood that the Carolina mound builders, including the Creek and the Cherokee, were indeed responsible for these structures. And they may use blue granite or other materials for artifacts. Hold on. The Creek got blue granite? The Capitol building built out of blue granite? Ain't nobody else got blue granite, the non-Native American origin? They're not natives. They just happen to be Creeks and Cherokees. Creeks and Cherokees, not Native Americans, non-Native American origin, mound builders, mound construction. They use blue granite and other materials for artifacts. What is this building built out of, Truth? The blue granite capitol. Oh my God. I can't teach it no better. I can't teach it no better. Ain't nobody getting this deep. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They just putting aliens on the shit. Aliens done it. They ain't say nothing about the Creek done it. They say aliens done it. Now where did it come from? Let's go see where it come from, Truth. The blue granite of South Carolina State rock was historically quarried in Fairfield County near the town of Winnsboro. The unique blue color. Okay. Cool. Roll the coin. That's cool. Fairfield County does have mounds, Blair Mounds, earthen structure that is a part of the Mississippian culture located near Winnsboro. Where's the blue granite? Truth. Where's that? Winnsboro, Fairfield County. Blue granite. Winnsboro, Blair Mound, Mississippian culture, Fairfield County, blue goddamn granite. There you go. Blue granite. It ain't come from nowhere else. Blue granite made this building. Who the fuck got the blue granite? Who pulled the blue granite out the ground and built buildings? Our people did it. If you can't figure out the Tartarian story, I'm going to break it down for you. I might go to Europe and break y'all quarries down just because I got just because I ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't no Russia built that shit first. The people who started that came from here and went over there, and they called them Tartarians. Let's keep going. Blue granite, North Carolina state capital. North Carolina state capital. Where that shit come from, Truth? Local quarry stone. Raleigh, North Carolina is built with locally quarried stone, specifically granite, right? Roll the coin. Roll the coin. There are mounds. Hold on. Raleigh, North Carolina. Granite used in construction of North Carolina. Raleigh, state capital. Locally quarried. Southeastern Raleigh, Carolina. Southeastern Raleigh, North Carolina. What's down there, Truth? Southeast North Carolina. Town Creek Indian mounds. Mounds are in Southeast North Carolina. That's where the damn is that where the limestone came from, Truth? Hold on. Southeast Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where the stone come from. Here we go. Quarries, Southeast North Carolina, Town Hill Indian Mound. That's where the stones come from that built this motherfucker right here. There go your connection. I'm going to every state. How many states you want? How many states you want? We got more. How many more states you want? It ain't just a coinkydink with one state. Every state down there, same shit. Let's keep going. Every state. It's crazy right here. This is crazy work. What is that? Carolina. Okay. Roll the coin. Oklahoma state capital primarily consisted of Indiana limestone with a pink granite. Now we got pink granite. We went to the blue granite. Now we got pink granite. The pink granite from Indiana. Let's find it. The 10-acre rock quarry located near Troy, Oklahoma is known for its pink granite, which is used to build Oklahoma state capitol structure. The pink granite. Roll the coin. Skeletons. Right? Hold on. I'm missing a receipt. Oklahoma pink granite quarry. I'm missing a receipt, bro. The 10-acre rock. 10-acre rock, Oklahoma. I'm missing a receipt. Y'all get what I'm saying. I forgot that receipt. But that's where it come from. And it's mounds out there on 10-acre rock quarry. People are buried out there. Now let's go look at something else. Let's get deeper. Skeletons, including both fossilized remains, in some cases, human remains have been discovered in limestone and granite quarries across the United States, with notable examples in Florida, New York, and other locations. The Holly 7G limestone quarry near Newberry, Florida. Hale 7G. Let's find it. Truth. Hale 7G. Roll the coin. Hale 7G. Let's find it. Hold on. Roll the coin. Let me get it together. Hold on. Put the coin in the chat. Hale 7G. Roll the coin. We know the truth now. Okay. I might have skipped that one too. But we're going to start with the next one. We're going to go to the next one. We're going to go to the next one. All the places where ancient mummies and skeletons were found, right? We got Port Kennedy. Port Kennedy, right? Port Kennedy. Port Kennedy Bone Cave, Pennsylvania. Port Kennedy Quarries, which were one of the greatest limestone quarries and processing operations in the country, were used in construction of buildings, including those in the Capitol buildings. You see that? That's fire. Port Kennedy Quarries. Let's keep going. Port Kennedy Quarries. Right there. Dutchess Quarry. Skeletons. Right? Caves, artifacts left. Old artifacts. They're trying to call them hunter-gatherers, but they've been there since the Ice Age. Dutchess Quarry. Used in built on the side of a hill. Using artifacts, Dutchess Quarry. Let's find Dutchess. Roll the coin. We know the truth now. Let's keep going. Okay, Sauk Rapids. I forgot to put them two in the chat. I forgot to put them two in. Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Sauk Rapids. Let's see if we got that one. Sauk Rapids. Sauk Rapids Quarry. Used in the construction of our state capitol. Used in the construction of our state capitol, Sauk Rapids Quarry. The same stone at the quarry used in our state capitol, right? Let's go back and look at it. Quarry. Workers discover remains. 10-foot tall human beings. Okay. Now let me break this down. These quarries in the stone of our ancestors was used in ancient times. That same stone they found these people at built the Capitol buildings, people. Where they found the so-called 10-foot tall ancient melanated person who built them mounds. 10-foot tall. We've been here a long time, people. The same place they found him at is the same place where they got the stone to build the our state capitol. Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Do you see it? Roll the coin. Here we go again. Let me show it to you again. The Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Here you go. Sauk Rapids, 1871 was used in the construction of the Iowa State Capitol. Let's keep going. This is where this shit getting deep at. It get deep right here, y'all. Everywhere they found bones, that limestone is in Capitol buildings. Now this is crazy. The Ladd's Quarry, Georgia. Ladd's Quarry, Georgia. Closed down limestone quarry with thousands of fossils, including bones of jaguars, giant sloths, giant armadillos. Jaguars? Ladd's Quarry? Let's find Ladd's Quarry. Ladd's Quarry. Roll the coin. Bingham. Do I got that receipt? Ladd's Quarry. Ladd's Quarry. I don't think I got that one neither. Let's keep going. But all these places I researched got the same stone as in the mounds. But let's keep going. I'm going to go to the next one. The ones I know I got. We're going to roll the coin from there. I'll show you the other ones next time because I'm going to go do some Some in the Southwest tomorrow. We're going to get to the Southwest tomorrow. Last quarry. What else we got? Richard Spur, Oklahoma. Right? Fossils. Located. Limestone quarry near Lawton. Right? Fossils located there. Let's keep going. That was Richard Spur. That's Spur. Richard Spur, located near Oklahoma, indeed used in the construction of the Oklahoma State Capitol building. Richard Spur Quarry, right? Used in the state capitol. I think I got a couple of more for y'all. I got a couple of more. Richard Spur, y'all check that out. Dorset Marble Quarry in Vermont, used in the New York Public Library, Harvard Medical School, Montreal Museum of Fine Arts. Dorset Quarry, people were found there, people. Ancient people were found there. The Powers II site, Paleo-Indian Red Archer Quarry. Potentially for producing and repairing tools. They're talking about it's not for construction, but people use this in Wyoming. This stone was used in Wyoming. Bingham Canyon, copper extraction. This is another ancient site in Utah where people were found with mounds in these sites. Mount Blanco, right? Construction of historic buildings. Granada, the Royal Palace in Madrid. This stuff all over. They using this stuff all over the world, people. Little Bob Mine Quarry. Used to extract minerals for building construction. Stone for foundation walls and other structures. All of these places got ancient stuff going on. Bone Cabin, Wyoming, was built using dinosaur bones excavated from nearby Bone Cabin Quarry. Here go Bone Cabin right here. Ancient building made out of stone, right? The Blue Liars Formation, building stone, used for mortar, curves, large paving slabs. All of this stuff got something to do with the culture, people. Limestone boulders. So what I want to show y'all is, I'm gonna go back tomorrow and put it together in a good formation, because I'm gonna do the state capitol buildings and where the material come from the Southwest, in the ones tomorrow. But I'm gonna break all of them back down. I ain't got all of them in order today. But what I'm trying to show y'all is, everywhere the materials come from for the Capitol buildings in America come from an ancient site where some type of ancient people lived there, mounds there, tombs there. It's a connection between those buildings and the stone that they found with these ancient people all go together in the same spot. And I'm gonna show y'all all that tomorrow. I'm gonna put it in a better order tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna do Utah, Colorado, Arizona, California. I'm gonna do the west side, and I'm gonna go up north. I'm gonna do this all week because I want to show y'all where the stones come from that built these buildings. Because this is very interesting. Ain't nobody breaking this stuff down, man. Ain't nobody breaking it down. Roll the coin. And this is very interesting because we always talk about these buildings, but we never talk about the people who actually dug up the quarries that where the materials come from. Those are the people who built the building. Man. Ain't no way around it. And we already know the Mississippian culture and the mound building culture use stone in ancient spots, and they evolved to build these buildings. I'm gonna go to Sacramento. I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna go to Seattle. It's all type of places I'm going to show y'all where the quarry come from, and I'm going to show y'all that there was an ancient civilization living in the area where the stones come from on all of the 50 states of the Capitol building. I'm going to show you. Any questions, hop in the chat. I'm just really getting started. I just wanted to show y'all a couple of places in the South, but I'm going to go up to the Midwest, the North, and the West, and go through all of these buildings, and I'm going to break down where they come from. Topeka, Kansas may be Barnett Mound. You might be right, bro. Fire. I'm going to put this on YouTube. We're going to document this, and because I want y'all to really see where this stuff come from. Because ain't nobody breaking this down. We just talking about a building just there, and ain't nobody who built it. Roll the corn. So imagine this. Think about this, y'all. This is something to think about. If the buildings was already here, the mounds already here, ancient culture with astrology, using all these minerals, the same minerals Egyptians are using, our people are using over here, right? Way before they done it. So I showed a receipt that America has 200,000 pyramids. 200,000 pyramids, people. We was already building great things over here, and they knocked all of them down and act like we never had pyramids and Tartarian-style buildings. But our people had already built pyramids in these great structures before colonizers got here. Look at this stuff. Look at this. This comes straight out of a quarry with a mound on top of it. Chicago Water Tower. Fire. Fire. That's our shit. Roll the corn. Look, watch this. Juliet Mound has been leveled due to quarrying. Juliet Mound leveled due to quarrying. Where the Illinois State Capitol granite come from? Lamont and Juliet Mounds in Illinois. Where they come from? Quarrying near Juliet and Lamont. Chicago Water Tower, limestone. This is the Chicago Water Tower. The people who built them mounds built that building. The bloodline of the mound builder built this building. Roll the corn. How do you think about this? How do you think these advanced cultures, where they got their knowledge from, people? Where do you think Egypt got their knowledge from? Egypt is building in granite and limestone, right? They just ain't pop out of nowhere building granite and limestone. The culture of their ancestors or somebody who connected to them showed them how to dig granite and limestone. Mound builders done it first. We built mounds before pyramids got built. So the culture of minerals coming out the earth come from the mound building culture. Then they evolved through the bloodline coming over there, mixing with their people. Now they are building grand architecture out of limestone and granite. We was already doing it over here on a scale, right? But a lot of our stuff got tore down. These are the same people, the same teaching. They became aliens. They became Anunnakis. They became all type of stuff. But this is the same bloodline of the same people. And the Mississippian culture was skilled with stone architecture. And the North American mound builders was skilled with stone. I'm going to check out the St. Louis Water Tower. I'm going to have it up there tomorrow. People. Any questions, hop in the chat. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. When I get through doing the American Capitol buildings, I'm going to find some buildings in Europe, in Spain, and all these other places and show you that they came from ancient quarries with mounds. They didn't come from no Moors. They didn't come from no Moorish buildings. these building was already there, and these people moved in these areas and took over these buildings and claimed that they made them. That's what happened. The ancient culture made these buildings. Ancient culture made these buildings, people. The bloodline of the people who built them mounds evolved and built these buildings right before the reset of the world, right? That's what happened. Mud floods came and all these buildings were mud flooded and all that type of stuff. But these buildings was already there. The UN stated that we have the oldest tribes on the planet, Mississippi Valley. Exactly. But my studying lead me to the same thing, right? Whoa, fire. My studying lead me to the same thing. The Mississippi Valley and the Mississippi Delta is the oldest tribes of people on the face of the earth. That's where the knowledge came from. That's where astrology, structure building, agriculture, all of these deities that turn from star constellations, all that stuff came from the Mississippian culture. Old Mix not older than them people. Old Mix not older than the mound builders of North America. Egypt is not, Cushites are not, Sumerians are not. The oldest culture on the face of the earth with astrology is mound builders in North America. Roll the corn. Reggie Turner, what's up? Let me get one question.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Hey, I remember one time you had a live where you showed the ancient Peru people from ancient Peru had went over to Nubia and created a Nubian culture.
Yeah.
I was hoping you got any receipts on that. You should like do a live where you're doing receipts on that because like I was trying to explain that to some people and like that's some real groundbreaking like information right there.
What led me to that was I put up my old receipts on it. What led me to that was okay. The culture in North America is way older than the culture of South America. The culture of North America is ancient, 10,000 years, 12. We got mounds, 11,000 years old, land
Right,
scars. Then you get to Old Mix and the Andes mountain people and Taino and Arawak and Mayans and stuff like that. That's the bloodline coming off the North American mound builder down to the Central Mexico and South American bloodlines that kept building mounds and started evolving to build pyramids, right?
right,
So somewhere around the time where that bloodline in South America and Central America started building pyramids in the Amazon, in Mexico, in Peru, those people started traveling to the Nile, right? Because my connections are the Nile and Mayans have the same numeric system.
right.
I think I
And
got a
they do the
video on my page.
mummification and stuff like that. I heard they were doing that
Mummification.
first there.
So check out the Chinchorro mummies in Peru. They are the oldest mummies in the world.
Yep, that's what I heard.
But there were mummies found in North America just as old. They won't tell you,
Exactly.
but or older. But the ones they put on file are the Chinchorro mummies of Peru. They are embalmed exactly like pharaohs, right? So I think the culture evolved from north to south. They got so evolved in Central and South America where they started building pyramids and temples and stuff, large temples, and they started going across to Egypt because Mayan culture is in Egypt, bro. Mayan culture is there. The Andes mountain culture is there. Mocha Indians from South America culture is in Egypt. The corn is there. Avocados there. The same way they irrigate the rivers in America, the same way the Nile is irrigated. The bow and arrow is a point to where their culture came from. So I really think the Kushite people are between either the Andes Mountain, Mocha, or Mayan people of that time frame because of the structures with adobe brick are just like the structures in Peru that's in Kush. So that puts the timeline in the same area. You got to
Right.
look at how the structures were built, right?
Yeah.
So look up the Mocha Indian, Andes Mountain Indian, and in the back in the front end of the Mayans, and that is a real big connection to the Kushites. And the teachings of Ma'at was
Yeah,
also
man. When you had said that, I looked into some stuff, man. I saw a lot of connections, man. That was profound as hell that you came up with that one right there.
yeah, man. Appreciate that, bro. Because you can look at the pyramids in Peru; they look just like the Kushite pyramids.
Right, right.
The H-shaped temples in the front, H-shaped temples in the front in Kush. Um, that's how I connected that to that area by the artifacts and the buildings. Yep.
For sure, man. I appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, bro. Good question, man. Good question. Y'all follow Reggie Turner. Follow Reggie Turner. Roll the coin. Ferragamo, let me get one question.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. What do you do, OG?
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So I had a question. Can you do one on the Kremlin one day? When I was younger in school, I seen pictures in front of the Kremlin where there was a burial mound.
Yeah,
It's a giant burial mound. And when I found you, I seen when I found TikTok, I seen pictures of them building the Kremlin supposedly. And
yeah.
there's a giant burial mound. And I was wondering if that was ours.
It was ours.
I knew it.
They tried to restructure it and redo it years later, but the original one was ours.
Okay.
I'll put some receipts on that one. That's a good question. I got you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you, bro. Y'all follow Ferragamo. Yeah, that's ancient. It was already there. They tried to they tear it down and rebuild it and act like, it came from that. But they tore that one down and they rebuilt that one. Cotton, what's up? One question.
Hello,
Yo,
brother.
yo, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Um, so we think we are getting better each day. It come from more primitive society. We are get better every day, more superior and in knowledge and society. In point of fact, we are digressing, moving away from what we were thousands of years ago. And I mean, our history is vastly baffled.
Yeah.
We don't really know what we are on this earth. We are finding is on the ancient pyramids, Machu Picchu, Chichen Itza, incredible structure
Yeah.
and temples and knowledge,
Yeah.
and being displaced about astrology and the ancient true. They knew all about it.
Yeah.
We're trying to catch up today.
Yeah, we are. Let me tell you why it's like that.
Yeah,
It's like that because, okay, the original people of the earth were more in tune with nature. They was more in tune with nature, math, astrology, science, and how the earth worked, how the ground, how the soil worked, how math can equate to build great things. Astrology, they knew all the stars. Um, they were the first people, nature, God's chosen people, first people on the earth. They figured it out before everybody, right? They were way more advanced because they was here. It was peace. There was time to sit down and study things. There was time to teach your ancestors. Wasn't no war and materialism and other things going on back in those ancient times when agriculture and structure building and astrology started, right?
yeah,
Then somebody came on the earth and started bothering those people. You already know who that was, right?
yes, I do. Yeah,
Somebody started bothering those people. But those people were trying to teach this knowledge to everybody, right?
yeah,
And
yeah. You're right. Yeah.
they started becoming to get under attack. They started to get stabbed in the back, treason, not being loyal to people who are teaching you how to build your civilization up to be great people. So instead of them trying to learn, they wanted to unalive the people, run them off the land, take the land. Um, and then they start stealing knowledge from ancient places that was left for those people's ancestors, but it ended up in the hands of a person that it wasn't meant to go, right?
It
This
was a
this when it
higher
got
society.
this when it got bad, when the lower society warred with the higher society, and they start taking the information and learning from the information and using it for evil, using it to starve people. We used the ancient information for agriculture to feed the people. They took it and taxed and used it and put people in debt and made the world what it is today. Right? That's where debt started from. Debt of agriculture, debt of corn, debt of wheat.
Yes, yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's when it got bad, and they can disconnected our people from all of that knowledge because they took all of it and hid it and used it against us to make us pay them for things that were our people had already figured out long before they got the knowledge. So that's the way the word. That's why we digressed, because another culture came and made us digress with their
Digress into
with their greedy
who we
action.
are today.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a vision of the ancient world.
Okay.
We not what we used to be.
We not, but
We refer us as human.
we getting there. We getting back. We getting back slowly. We
Maybe
getting
they
back
will
slowly.
look like us or in some way like us.
They are us.
They were far superior.
But this is what I'm saying. So you not understand what I'm saying. The bloodlines, everybody got ancestors. Everybody got ancestors. The people buried in these pyramids and mounds and ancient temples all look like us. But the knowledge was disconnected. The bloodline is still there. The high point of, if we learn it the right way, we could get back to that knowledge if we can get hidden knowledge that was taken, and we, get back into that mind frame of peace and nature and not all this materialism and greed. We could get back to that point. That's the point I'm trying to make.
It's going to be a lot of work for us, to be honest, right now. It's going to be a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. You're right. They dumbed our people down. They made us hunter gatherers, bro. They made us live like they lived. We wasn't materialistic, greedy people. They put that on the earth. We wasn't overcharging people for crops to eat and things like that. They put that on the earth. They want to control the agriculture, the lights, the free lights that they learn from our culture, the agriculture. They want to control the ancient buildings. They want to control it for monetary and greed value. And that dumbs the people down because it makes our people think like them. So
Yeah.
you're right. It's gonna take a lot of work, but we are the people, and we can do that again. And I think our people are learning a lot, way faster than I thought we were learning. Because a lot of people I talk to every day on live, they are learning this stuff at a fast pace because it's starting to download on our people again. Good question though. Great question, bro. Thank you
Thank you, my
so much.
brother.
No doubt. Y'all follow Cotton. Follow Cotton. It's gonna take a while. You're right, but we don't need to know everything that the ancients knew. We don't need to know everything because the world has evolved where some of these things that they done, they had to do it for the time they was in. If we can get back to the basics of the knowledge, we can be back on top. If we can get back to peace, harmony, working together, self-sufficient, that's enough. We ain't got to see. Some people think we need the whole repertoire of the ancient culture. We just need unity, understanding, self-sufficiency, and love for our people, and we will get right back on top. Them four things: love the people, love your own people, unity, work together against people who are not for us, in agriculture and structure building, so we don't have to pay these people mortgages and pay for they go to Kroger, and we ain't got to pay your light bill, and we ain't got to pay these car notes and mortgages. We can become great people if we get that type of pressure off of our people and make them free again to just live in nature. You take the problems off the people back, the mind elevates at that point. See, our mind are focused on how I'm gonna pay this bill, how I'm gonna pay my car note, how I'm gonna buy my son some Jordans, how I'm gonna pay these taxes, how am I? If you take all of that lift off a person, they were enlightened to God consciousness because they can study it without pressure of the material world on their brain, right? That's real freedom right there. See, people think freedom is getting a lot of money and paying and being able to pay these people. That's not freedom. Freedom is I ain't got to pay you shit. Ever. That's freedom. That's real freedom. I ain't got to never pay y'all. Not a dollar again for nothing. That's freedom. Because if the money run out, you're not free again, right? But if you ain't got to never pay them nothing, ain't no money to run out to pay them, so you free. So I prescribe to that. Our ancestors were self-sufficient. Our ancestors were self-sufficient. They had their own land, their own houses, their own electricity, fire, water, crops. They governed their own villages and tribes. Wasn't no police walking around. Roll the call. Give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat. Ronnie Johnson, let me get one question, bro. Ronnie Johnson.
What's going on with everybody? Hey, so I got a quick question. Mind the noise. I'm at work. So I'm from Milwaukee, right? So our downtown areas and our alleyways used to have this type of cobblestone type of structure, and like, did everybody else areas have that in the city areas like that? Have it like that?
St. Louis got it. It's a lot of downtown areas got it. St. Louis got the cobblestone. Indiana got it. It's in the Midwest. This ancient code to cobblestone streets. They try to act like it's the old downtown, but it's really the old culture that put that there. But I get some receipts. I got some receipts on it. Because some of these ancient buildings, the cobblestone run inside the building out to the street. So they kind of let you know that it was built out to the street that went together. You see what I'm saying? That's fire.
I noticed that. It was like I noticed our downtown mall area had it on the ground. They didn't change it up, but this was like way back in the day, like early 80s and 90s and stuff. It was down there. They done changed it around, but our alleyways had it too. And I was like, dang, I remember playing in the alley, and I see that same type of structure as it was at the downtown area. Dang, so that is okay. I know they didn't do it.
No, they didn't do it.
I know the city ain't do
York
it.
got cobblestone streets on the water too. Check that out.
Okay.
No doubt.
Okay. Yeah.
Good question, Ron.
Yeah.
Y'all appreciate y'all follow Ronnie Johnson. Y'all follow Ronnie Johnson 45. Follow Ronnie Johnson. Chief, what up? Let me get one question, one comment.
What's going on? We know the truth.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm feeling extraordinary. It felt so good to get up and get this W with you this morning, brother. We know the truth is here.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate
No,
you.
the truth is here, baby. My question, all I want to know is, do you got something for Michigan, baby? Because we got a whole lot of miles through here and a whole lot of history.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Michigan downtown tomorrow, the stones come from that built the Capitol building. You know, Michigan got the Michigan relics. The Michigan
Yes, sir.
relics are very, very the most interesting artifacts found in America. They got Egyptian style caskets and Egyptian glyphs wrote on tablets. It's in a private collection now. Some people own it, don't even supposed to have it, but the Michigan relics are very, very interesting. Michigan got a lot of great history, bro. A lot of great history.
Facts. I just wanted to touch on you and get us on there because we got so much of it through here. Like you said, brother, we know the truth is here, y'all.
Detroit, Michigan, by the railroad, by the railroad. That's I think it's downtown. It
Yes,
runs
sir.
through downtown buildings. It was mounds right there. It tore a couple of mounds down right there in downtown Detroit. What I'm talking about, it was like 500 people buried there, bro. I read about that in a book a couple of years ago. I got the receipts. I do some Michigan stuff for you. I'm gonna have some Michigan stuff for you tomorrow on my live in the morning. I got you.
All right, baby. We know the truth is here. Thank you, baby.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, bro. Y'all follow Chief. Follow Chief the Smoker. Follow Chief the Smoker. Roll the corn. Call me Mister. Let me get one question.
How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Doing good. I was doing deep research on America and how, Christianity and our ancient societies had their wars and how we didn't want any idol worship to coexist within our realm because it would correlate with the entities possessing us and destroying artifacts, which would happen. And I was saying I'm finding out the lineage that we're a part of were the Makonnen and the Selassie. So Haile Selassie first name was Rastafari Makonnen, and his lineage had connection to the church, and that's why he connected to the Pope. So he got his status from the Orthodox Church. So Rastafarianism is a form of oppression against Jamaicans and Caribbean people, and they don't even know it. So I'm just saying that the Vatican, the Canaanites are the Makonnen, the Haile Selassie, and they are above the Ish and the other, the other people that's the head of Hollywood. So Hollywood
Let
is
me ask you a question. I hear you say something about the Canaanites. You think the Canaanites were like part of the Ottoman Empire, or were they some type of Moors, or were they some type of? What do you think about that?
I feel like they might have been from a landmass that sank within the ground that used to.
Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, I believe so. And they traveled over here and they conquered, but they underneath the Makonnen lineage. He hides his last name. So Haile Selassie, he hides his last name. His last name was really Makonnen. He was Rastafari Makonnen. He was in control of the United Nations. So when the Ethiopians come over here, we think that they working for the Caucasian. No, the white tees are working for them. And when we went to war with the Europeans, we went to war with the Makonnens because Ethiopians are dark Europeans. We didn't go war really against the white tea Europeans.
So I'm saying the Ottoman Empire. You said they said came from a sunken place like Atlanteans.
Yeah, like I believe that like Babylon, I believe they landmass was falling based upon idol worship.
But it wasn't no island they come from though. That's what.
So yeah, I think I was saying it might be from the empire you said because
Where is the empire from?
do you
The empire is from the Ottoman Empire is kind of like Morocco, right? Or
yeah.
Spain, or it's a part of North Africa. It's somewhere in that area. I can't think of it. But
Because even if you look up the lineages of the first Europeans, they're dark skinned. You feel me? The first Europeans were Swarthy.
yes, they were.
So when we went to war with Europe, we went to war against the Swarthy Europeans first.
So what you mean by we? What you mean by?
I was saying like the ancient Americans during like the age of like the Crusades.
So it was ancient Americans against swarthy Europeans and North Africans.
And within this land of Tamari
Now
here.
you got a point, but you gotta understand one thing. The ancient American culture moved around the world and built all of these mounds and buildings and agriculture in Europe, Spain. We was all over in all these places. Ireland, Scotland. They just renamed it. Celtics. They renamed it to, I mean, not Vikings, but Celtics. They renamed it to Samaria, different things like that. What the history you have to research is who was there before the melanated, swarthy European came there. The mound building culture was there, right?
Yeah.
That's why all these ancient cities are built on mounds, because the mound building culture put agriculture and structures in these areas before melanated Europeans and melanated North Africans ever done it. So the melanated Europeans, like you said, was fighting against another people, and there was our bloodline of people on that land over there. But we had agriculture, and we was eating good, and we had structures. So they end up running us out of that stuff over there, and then the Moors or the Ottoman Empire claim they built it, but they own the people who built these structures. The structure was already built the same way they come over here and take these type of structures in America. So all this stuff been going on forever. You have to research the mound, the structures, the corn wall, the Cornishes. All the kings and queens in Europe and England live on corn walls and Cornishes.
I was saying I've seen a video of Queen Elizabeth and her lineages, her family bowing down to Selassie and the Maconans, and it was like an
Because they
entire
were there
video.
before them.
Oh,
See, this is the catch, bro. When you see the Pope kneeling down, kissing Africans' shoes and shit like that, he's showing them respect because they owned the land before he took it.
facts. Yeah.
They came with they respect him because they had knowledge that they didn't have at the time. But the catch is, where did they get the knowledge from?
Us.
The Nigerian or the African or the melanated European. Where they get the knowledge from? They got it from us.
Us. Facts.
That's who started the secret societies first, hiding our knowledge from Europeans.
Oh, okay.
Then, when the European bust their head, they took the knowledge from them. And when they got it, they used it thoroughly. So after they took the knowledge from them and then they ran the Moors off the land, they came over here with that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't forget that part of history. Before the black nobility, there was melanated Americans over there building corn and agriculture and castles and buildings. They took it from them. Then YT bloodline took it from them. That's why the Danes was in the Cornwall that Queen Elizabeth and them owned before they.
We're like the teachers, international teachers.
Then the Danes had it, took the land from the agricultural Americans. The Danes took that. Then Queen Elizabeth and Prince William and them family ran the Danes off the land, and they became royalty. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So royalty in Europe came from whoever got the mound builders' land first. That's where the royalty comes from.
And that
They
is
are not the real royalty.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So that's why like British and like Maconans and Haile Selassie got so much power over the land.
Because he owned the agriculture.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth and them got rich because they owned the agriculture field that didn't grow nowhere in that area but right there. Now think about this. The old culture moves in. They put corn, wheat, all these American crops in this big thousands of acres of American crops with a corn wall around it to protect it. Right?
Yeah.
The Danes come in, unalive them people, take the land. They get rich because they can control the agriculture in the area. Now they are nobility because they wealthy on the culture's land that was there before. There before them. Ain't nobody else got no corn over there. Ain't nobody else got none of this stuff they growing on this agriculture field. Because these are American crops in England, in France, in Europe. So we selling corn. We trapping corn off a free trap house. You know what I'm saying?
And me so else I found out the Maconan they bred into to marry them us our American lineage. They married into us, and now I found out that his lineage is around here, and I met 3 people in LA that are descendants of Haile Selassie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they own oil, they own the gas stations, they own Crenshaw Slauson over there, Nipsey Hussle dad and them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them.
Nipsey Hussle them dad come from that
And I see him a lot. I bump
they
into him
come
a
from a
lot.
Moorish. Nipsey Hussle dad come from a Moorish background.
Yep.
That's why Nipsey Hussle always called his albums the marathon.
Because Haile Selassie wear the checkerboard
Checkerboard
tent when he was a baby. He wore the checkerboard.
and
And
Nipsey Hussle things.
the victory lap.
Victory lap. That's the
And
checkerboard. That's
the checkerboard came from the Indian Wars. Hey.
yeah. Yeah, but the Moors use the checkerboard as some sort of description for knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Like you moving along, you know. But Nipsey Hussle did have Moorish ties. His dad was from Ethiopia, right?
Yeah. So
Exactly. That's what all that marathon stuff comes from.
that's that colonizer stuff.
But he didn't use it. See, Nipsey didn't use it as colonizer stuff.
He didn't know.
Used it as the knowledge that he thought was grand knowledge at the time to push him through what he was going through.
Going through, yeah.
So he was using it as motivation for, I'm gonna use that knowledge of, what my people taught me to try to get to where I'm going. But he didn't really use
Understand it from that perspective.
Yeah, he didn't really use it to hurt people or oppress people because he was an American by that point, so he was already oppressed. So he just used it for motivation, and it was codes in them albums that people don't understand.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, like when I was reading the article about the checkerboard, they said it was also referred to the Moors versus the American Indians. I was like, wow, and they had like hundreds of years of war. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And so that means the Haile Selassie, his lineage was at war with us for hundreds of years. That's like the Roman.
Now his ancestors could have been down with that. You know what I'm saying? But by the time they got to Nipsey, he changed it a little bit. But
yeah, Nipsey probably didn't know about what was really going on because he was in the struggle too.
He was in the struggle too. When his people came over here, they was on that type of time. It got to be for sure. Good question, bro. Appreciate you. Good question.
But the Canaanites had connection to the Baal worship. I realized when you go deep and you go into the Canaanite worship, it goes into like the Baal worship, and then the Baal worship connects to the Boule. Then a lot of they try to really attack us through sports in college, and that's why you see a lot of crazy things happen to like our people when they go to college and stuff. And
Appreciate you. Good question, bro. Let me get to the next people. Appreciate you. Y'all follow Call Me Mister. No doubt, man. Call me Mister.
Thank you.
Follow Call Me Mister. Follow Call Me Mister. He made a great point. Call Me Mister made a great point. Now, Canaanite is the reason Canada is named Canada. Canada is named Canada because of the Canaanites, right? They are connected to something over there. They connected to, I don't want to really say it because I ain't looked at it in a while, but I don't want to say it the wrong way, but they connected to an entity from over the water. I'll break that down another day. Roll the coin. Steven, let me get a question. All right. Jinx, let me get a question.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
What's up, bro? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a good question for you.
Okay.
How do you think they actually put the buildings together?
Ooh, that's a good question. Now, the pyramids were built with ramps. Ramps and water transportation at the pyramids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
you know they were built using the golden mean too, but just in a triangle form.
Yeah. These buildings right here are very, now that's part of the knowledge. I ain't figured that out yet. I'm not going to sit here and act like I could recite this, how they done this, because these stones are so heavy to be that high.
Yes.
And and to be built this, in this type of structure. I think the foundation was built first out of a solid rock in some kind of way. It might have been a whole block that they chiseled out at the bottom of these buildings, because the bottom of these structures are not a lot of bricks. It's one large foundation slab.
I was thinking the same thing, bro. I was thinking maybe they had like some type of technology and the whole building was one stone
This
and
could be very possible.
they cut it out and they cut it out somehow like that.
But the kicker
Hey,
is
hit the
how they
button.
get that stone to these areas and then build it to fit in the ground like that. It's amazing. I ain't figured this out, bro. There's some technology there. It's some grand technology there to do this, bro.
It's most definitely something that nobody is tapped into right now
Nobody tapped into that.
at all.
I ain't even tapped into that. I ain't gonna act like I can figure that out. Cause these stones are going underground, bro.
Most definitely.
Now, if it was built on top of ground going up like that, I can kind of piece it together. But it goes underground with actual rooms with the same stones, 8 feet.
Yeah.
So I can't call it, bro. I'm still studying that.
The only thing I could hypothesize, man, is some type of sound frequency technology because sound is the only thing that could shape things as accurate like that and as heavy as that.
I have saw people do laser work that come out like this. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's some type of laser or sound technique
Or both of them together.
a water cutter. I don't know how they were doing this, bro. But these buildings are so solid to the underground up to the top that
And then they so detailed, like that laser you might be onto something with the laser too, because they so detailed. And like each side is exactly the same as the other side.
exactly all the dimensions of these buildings are perfect, bro. So I saw a Chinese culture, the new technology of the Chinese people. They were using this laser to cut bricks,
Yeah.
and it was making statues and stuff like that.
I think I peeped that.
But they was looking just like the statues that be on the old buildings. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that could be a possibility.
Maybe some type of laser 3D printer,
Yeah, man. Because
like a huge laser 3D printer.
hopefully, as my years of keep learning and keep studying this stuff, I can put all it together. I can explain the pyramids a little more, but these right here, bro, like the one they got carved in, I think it's in India. It goes underground.
Oh, I know it's one, and it's like in the side of like a mountain or something.
It is cut out of one big large block. See, it got to be some type of super technology, bro, because to cut underground and make it a structure is
That's what I'm saying.
possible.
That's what I'm thinking of with the sound, because sound is the only thing that could actually shape things through other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, that's that God conscious
Yeah.
level intellect right there that built that. Like it's gonna take some years of studying and some going out there
Like
putting
we,
your hands
like
on
we
it.
actually gonna have to be like as one in the mind as a people to get back to that level, bro.
Yeah. Right. Exactly right. That's
That
deep.
ain't no one man. That ain't no one man, one company doing no shit like this.
Nah, it's gonna take a great people,
Yeah.
plural, to do this right here. Appreciate you, bro. Good question, bro.
No problem.
Follow Jinx. Appreciate that, Jinx. Yeah, it's gonna take a great people to do that, bro. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I see. Some people are trying to explain this, bro, but I can't. I done tried it. I done looked at the buildings. I done went to buildings. I done studied all the stones they use, but I cannot figure out why these stones are so tight and they don't move, bro. Wind, tornadoes, water, whatever, they do not move. These buildings are solid as a rock, bro. They solid. Kenzo, let me get one question. It might be carved out of a solid rock. Might be.
Peace. Yeah, my bad. This is my name is QZ Kenzo, but my original page was the Tribes of Ken. They knocked me out of it, and usually I'm always on your channel, but now I had to go to my personal page because when they had shut down TikTok. So my apologies for coming on here in this profile. But besides that, the things that you've been touching on, I always did deeper and deeper research. You sent me on a crazy journey, and I'm gonna thank you for that. And one thing that you was explaining about the pyramids, and I had looked into something about altitude. Like when you at a certain altitude, we don't experience hunger so much. So I'm thinking like the pyramid structures was like that for the persons that they went on this planet longer to stay here with the knowledge. They'll be at a higher altitude because the body operates different when we on a higher altitude. It's funny
Exactly
because
right.
they explain the pyramid as a food pyramid. It's funny though. It's just
Yeah.
funny how these little clues they give us and we don't take it in consideration that things that they say, they don't just say them for nothing. This is real
It's
knowledge.
fire. It's fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just something I just wanted to tell you, you know.
That's where the
It's
food
just
pyramid comes from too. That's crazy.
yeah, the food pyramid. When you at a certain out look this up. I don't want y'all to think I'm just
No,
talking
you
out of
right.
like,
You right.
you know.
I
Yeah.
saw that before. Now, what's funny about that is corn at the top.
Yep. I was about to say that next. And that's so funny. Yo,
Keep going. Keep
corn
going.
corn was so much of the riches back in the day. It's just crazy. Corn was wealth. Like you can literally break corn off, water it, it will sprout out of the dirt itself. It's just gonna just start, you know? It's just funny. Corn is the most rarest thing there is ever. It's the rarest, the best for your body. That's along with like coconuts and all types of stuff. It's like I do a lot of knowledge on not eating meats. The only reason why we even ate meat is because of the flood. We didn't have a lot to feast off. That's why we pray over food. When we consuming another soul, we're not supposed to eat meat. But that's a whole nother story. I don't mean to talk on that, but you know, peace to the gods.
Appreciate you, bro. Good bill. Good bill. Y'all follow Kenzo. Follow Kenzo. Follow Kenzo. Follow Kenzo. That's a great point, Kenzo. Now, I'm tripping because corn is at the base of the pyramid. I guess it's what started the base of the pyramid to go up the corn, but that's a great bill. You right. Don't supposed to eat. That's where it comes from. Yeah, you right. That's fire. It's fire. Roll the corn. Popino, what's up? Let me get one question, one comment.
Peace, Almighty. Appreciate the work that you're doing.
No doubt, man.
But
Thank you.
always gotta give gratitude where it's applied, right? Um, my question is, if from Brazil to let's say New Orleans and to New York, we celebrate the same thing, right? So you got the West Indian Day Parade, you got the Carnival in Brazil, you got Barbados where they got crop over,
Yeah,
you got New Orleans where they have Mardi Gras, right?
yeah.
Wouldn't that show that from those three main locations that I just named, wouldn't it show that they have the same customs?
I'm gonna tell you what this called, bro. Before colonizers got here, that's called the Spring Festival. Spring Festival. The Spring Festival. Ancient Americans done pilgrimages to sacred spots where they grew agriculture and mounds, and it was called the pilgrimage to Makkah. Makkah is corn in Hebrew. Um, the Spring Festival is really what Mardi Gras is. The Brazil Festival is really what that is. That comes from during the spring, the earth regenerates and resurrects just like Osiris, right? That's where that comes from. It comes from sowing a seed during the spring. It's time to put seeds in the ground. This is the start of the farming season. In some cultures, that became the New Year's for some cultures. Like spring is the New Year. So the festivals you talking about, Carnival, Mardi Gras, all of that comes from the Spring Festival of planting crops in the spring. And they done a festival then they done a festival during the summer solstice for the harvest of those crops. And that's where they put the fruits and flower offerings back to the earth, that the earth fed them. We gave fruits back to the earth as an offering during the summer solstice. So the Spring Festival, start looking at the Spring Festival of ancient American Indians. That is the Mardi Gras, the Brazil festival. That's what that comes from.
Right, I agree because in Barbados we got something called crop over. That's when crop season is over, essentially, right?
Same thing as Passover.
Same thing as Passover, correct? So if we have these same correlations and we have these same
It come from us, bro.
identical cultures, I agree. But why are people fighting us so hard when we have the evidence through observable reality?
They're fighting us because if we prove that all of their cultures came from here, they have no culture. They will die to prove they have a culture. Okay, Passover, you fast, right?
Yeah, I fast.
You fast during Passover. I just
Right.
had these receipts on my timeline the other day. Look up the green corn ceremony. The green corn ceremony is just like a Passover. They fast. They done this in America now. Green corn. Look up the green corn ceremony and look up the spring festival. The pilgrimage to Makkah. Shout out to Rashad Poet. The pilgrimage to Makkah became the pilgrimage to Mecca. You see what I'm saying? The pilgrimage to Makkah was in the four corners of the Southwest: Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado. Ancient Indians used to go to that area where corn grew at the four corners of the Southwest and do a pilgrimage to corn every year. They call it the black box. It's the black box. They try to call it the black box of Saturn in over there in Saudi Arabia, but that ain't really what they come from. They come from the black soil. You make a pilgrimage to corn on the black soil. Kemet. Now over there, and this is how I know where they got their culture from. Over there, the Muslims and the pilgrimage to Mecca are really going to Makkah. They got that from corn. So somebody came over there and talked to them, Nick, and they used it as their religion, bro. But they come from ancient culture of America, taking a pilgrimage to corn.
That's
It's the
balls.
same.
I appreciate that.
It's the same word. Makkah, the city that they're going to in Saudi Arabia. Look up Makkah in Hebrew. Look up Makkah in Hebrew. Abib mean corn. Tel Aviv mean the mound of spring. You see what I'm saying? Tel Aviv
Yeah.
is in Israel. So you just got to break down their terminology for they still talking about the same stuff that come from here.
But
It's
they're just
crazy.
not trying to direct it to us. That makes sense. Got you.
They don't want us to. They don't want them people to know they got their culture from us. They don't want. They're trying to make us the new world because that makes them look dumb. That makes them look like hunter gatherers. That makes them look like imbeciles. If we over here praising something in Europe and Africa, and if Egyptians are praising a corn god, that takes the power out of Egypt, right?
That does.
Pharaohs were eating small pieces of corn. They called it the corn of Osiris.
Wow. Wow.
If they teach that the corn built the pyramids, which means our culture, information built the pyramids, that takes the power of Egypt. Now you're looking at Egypt like that's a spinoff of America. The real culture was on the Mississippi River. So it takes the power out of the Anunnaki if you tell them that mound builders came there, grew corn on the Tigris and Euphrates River, taught them astrology, moon alignments. Now you got aliens there. That takes the story, that takes the mythology out of everything. This takes the money out of people's pockets. This takes the power out of the areas where these people from. Because it's showing that the culture came from here, all the way in the most advanced civilizations around the world.
All right, I appreciate that. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna keep
No
listening.
doubt, man. Good question, bro. Good question. See, y'all, this is powerful, man. Everybody see the same thing. The culture is coming from here, right? Turned into deities, turned into different pagan worship, turned into different things on different sides of the world, right? But if we know the truth now, get up here and prove that all y'all stuff came from here, and then all our people start really realizing the truth, and it takes the power out of mythology, it takes the power out of these people's religions, it takes the power out of the lies they've been teaching for thousands of years, and the power comes back to the people who created it originally. That enlightens the people back into God consciousness, right? They don't want that to happen. They want you to stay with the hunter-gatherer mind frame of what they teaching. They don't want you to get back to what your ancestor were doing, because you might be ready to do something about it. You see what I'm saying? You might be ready to do something about it. Then you figure out all the stuff they done to you and all the lies they done told and all the fake stuff they put on you to make you think the devil coming to do something to you. Nah. The devil in people's spirits, people. When our ancient culture talked about the good and the bad, they talked about the bad in people's spirits. Not nobody coming out the devil coming out the earth. No. They're talking about the devil in these people over here. The devil in these people that's attacking us or trying to, and we're talking about the light side for our people who are enlightened, and we don't have to do these type of things. We don't have to steal. We already got crops. We don't have to lie. We all virtuous. We come to teach in truth. They come to lie and steal. So we talk about the light and the dark side. We're talking about a people that has the dark side in their spirits. And the light side, we're talking about our virtues against their dark spirit. So they put that out of star constellation work, and they made it stories. And that's where it comes from. It don't come from God fighting the devil. It comes from virtuous people against evil people. Simple. Same thing going on today. Our people are virtuous. The evil people come take over the world. That's why they say the evil wins, because evil knows ain't no being over them stopping them from doing evil. See, evil is different. Evil know that ain't nobody over them stopping them from doing evil. They can kill and destroy as long as don't nobody stop them, right? They know that. They ain't in there. When they praise the devil, they praise a being that they know can't stop them from doing nothing. That's satanic worship. Satanic worship is really praising evil. I can do evil deeds without being touched. But people have to stop that. Ain't no being finna stop him from stop no serial killer, bro. Ain't no being finna stop the serial killer. You better stop him from messing with your children. On the light side, the dark side gonna do what they gonna do. But they tricked our people into believing somebody gonna save us from the dark side. We got to save ourselves from the dark side. They idolizing that can't nobody stop them, bro. That's why they become villains. There's always an evil villain. A villain always think can't nobody stop him. Same way hunter-gatherers think who are on evil time. Can't nobody stop me. I could unalive 20 women. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. That's how they feel. Right? We don't feel like that. We feel like a higher power is gonna mess over us anyway if we do bad. But that ain't the reason we was doing good at first. We were doing good because it was virtuous in our spirit. We didn't need no being to tell us to do good. It was already ingrained in us to do good. That's what we got to get back to. Not the fear of God, the fear of me, my virtue not being, my spirit not being right. The fear of my spirit not being right powered ancient culture to do right. Not no being, the spirit, the ancestors taught me how to do right, so I'm going to do right by them. That's where they come from. We just naturally good people. The world turns us a certain type of way. Right? Chief Burning Bush, let me get a question.
What's up with y'all, man?
What's up, brother?
Oh man, I just in here. I heard you was cooking on that on the Moors and the Arabs coming up out of there. So I was trying to tie it to like I want to tell everybody that the conquistadors, they never left, right? So what he's explaining is these Moors and the Spanish, they formed what's called these criollos. These are the ones that come over with the Nueva La Raza, the new race, speaking Spanish, claiming your old relics and heritage, right? So we're talking about the Criollos. They copy from the Creole, right? But they speak Spanish. So these people are still here trying to conquer. So he ain't lying, y'all. The Moors and the Spaniards, they made some type of connection to where now that's how they usurp land by stealing your old ways and telling you that they've been practicing it at. So that they belong in your land because they've been practicing it longer than you because you ain't doing it, right? So we got to get back to doing what we did before.
Right.
That's the main thing, people, what we got to do is get back to doing what we did before. Sticking together, being honest, good people, and the stuff gonna fall for us.
Great point, bro. Appreciate that. Great point.
Yes, sir. And stay up, brother. Thank you for everything.
You too. Thank you. Follow Chief Burning Bush. You're exactly right. They stole our culture, hid it from us. They act like they use our culture to cultural assimilate us, people from this land, so they can live in a better place with a better culture. It's simple, y'all. They live in horrible places with bad cultures. So when you see a culture that's great and they live great, you adopt that culture. And you want to adopt their land because the land goes with the culture. You can't be an agriculture person if you live in the desert, right? So you want to come to America, culture assimilate, be a person from here, and get on the land that goes along with the culture so you can thrive as a human being. And they know that. But you have to come from bad things to see. We don't see it like that because we don't come from that culture. We didn't come from starvation and famine and stuff like that. They do. So they want your culture. An African want to come eat McDonald's and eat and go eat Papa Do's, and he want to go eat the places you go eat at every weekend. They want to go eat that shit. They want to drink them drinks and pop the appetizers. You think they don't want that? You think they don't want to live in no nice house with the water flowing and beautiful green grass and beautiful American women and nice cars? And you think they don't want that? Big steaks and the catfish and the cornmeal, and they want that shit. That's cool. They want that culture, bro. Them folk will die for that culture. Them people come over here about to die to get over here trying to get here for that, bro. Just to go get a regular Burger King hamburger and some fries, bro. We look at that shit like it's nothing. They looking at it like, bro, them folks over there eating good, living good in the neighborhood. Even though it's violent over there, it's violent over here too. But at the same time, they got a chance. They got a shot. They got a shot, bro. They like them people got a shot to be great. Them people could be Jay-Z. They could be Jay-Z. They can be Kodak Black. They can be Young Dolphin and Future. They can be these people. Even if they don't become famous, they still can live a great life on the soil that they are from. They're not going to be worried about no food, eating no slop. Even though our people do be broke sometimes, but we not finna eat no slop. Bro, give me a couple dollars, let me go get me some fried rice with some chicken wings or something, man. Look, we not finna, look, we might be, the pockets might be low after the bill, but we finna eat good. And live and go in our air conditioning, lay in our bed, and watch our big ass 80-inch TV. Those regular things you do on your day-to-day life that is not going on in all the cultures around the world, people. Now think about the ancient times when you got catfish and brim and buffalo, watermelons, corn, squash, beans. We know how to cook these things to make them taste good. And somebody across the world is eating mush. Your food fresh cooked, fried to perfection with cornmeal on it. Somebody want that culture. Somebody want that culture, bro. You think that shit a joke? I ain't trying to be funny, but somebody want that culture. The basic life of an American, somebody is praying for your basic life in Africa, in Europe, in Spain. Somebody praying for your basic life, working at the building, eating lunch every day, riding in your car going home. They ain't even doing that. Taking vacations, and they not doing that. So think about ancient time when for sure they wasn't doing that. So this culture, that's why they say we have it easy. That's why they always say you Americans have it easy. That's why they say that, because they think we got it easy, bro. We don't have it easy. We just happen to be on our land that, certain things already come with the land. Certain things don't come with the everybody land. And you got to understand that throughout history. That's the African accent. You Americans are not. You guys are lazy. Lazy Americans. We're gonna charge them the high price. You motherfuckers are lazy. We're gonna charge them. So they come over here, charge us an arm and a leg for something at the gas station or a tire, used tire. They gonna try to charge us for some bullshit, and cause they know we gonna pay it, cause we got it, and they gonna call us lazy, bro. Simple. And that's how they come over here and try to eat off America. Arabs come over here, tax the gas station, putting 50 cents on your card that you ain't even pay at the register for your gas and shit. They still taxing us, bro. Everybody want to tax the Thai American, the original Thai American, which is us. Everybody want to make money off us. With the clothes, the gas, the food, they are really trying to hit us. Arabs got rich off us. Chinese got rich off us. Iranians got rich off us. Who going up in them gas stations supporting y'all every day? Ain't no YT people going in the gas station in the hood. Us. We fueled y'all to live a better life. Because if y'all ain't have no oil in the Arab country, your ass was dirt poor. Anybody that ain't got no oil in the Middle East is poor as hell. They come over here and get rich, build their own communities off melanated people money that they put gas stations in the neighborhoods, liquor stores. Then they try to treat our people bad, bro. But our people the ones put y'all in a better place. Y'all ass was living in a hut in the desert. The Goop Scoop people. Yeah, Goop Scoop. Goop Scoop. I know where y'all come from, bro. That's why Abib is corn. Abib is a regular name of them people because corn fed their ass long time ago. Abib. Rama. Rama is corn too. Ramadan, Rama is corn. Y'all better start looking this stuff up. Everything they name themselves and all their religions come from corn. Rama, Abib, Mecca, Makkah. What else? It's a whole bunch of more. It's all us, man. Roll the corn. All their cultures come from what we taught. We are the culture. Kush Kush, cornbread, spelt. Egyptians were eating spelt bread, cornbread with cornmeal. Let me get out of here, man. I love y'all. I'm in love with you, man. Appreciate everybody who hit me up in the chat. I'm gonna put this live on YouTube, man. Y'all go check the front part of the live off on YouTube. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go over the Southwest and the Midwest Capitol buildings, showing where the quarries come from that built them, and the mounds on the quarries that got this stone where these buildings come from. I love y'all. And I'm in love with you. Y'all have a great day. Khalil at the gun, that mean roll the corn. We know the truth now. Subscribe to my TikTok live. Subscribe to my membership on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can catch the lives if you don't catch them in the morning. Y'all have a great day. We know the truth now.